Hello, Turnivo, Lyceum, and hello, world. I'm your host, Dalva, and for the week of December 17th through 23rd, we're almost done with the year. We are going to be getting a message from the Priestess of Light Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor, and the artwork is Kimberly Weber. So, hold that up, and I'll let you look at the inside. We have a cool box as well. It says, become your own priestess of light. Celebrate your eternal power and the sacred ceremony that is your life. So we have our little message there, and then the front of our box. Okay, this is a new deck. Okay, recently purchased. I've not worked with it maybe once or twice, but I'm getting some good vibes off of it. So we'll see what we get today. So before we get started, let's take a nice deep cleansing breath in. Let it go and let it flow. Okay, so our first card, and I'll show you the back here too. We have a full moon. Certain that's a full moon in the forest. Okay. But our first card here is Sacred Breath and Sound. We just took a nice deep cleansing breath, didn't we? And our little keywords here are life force and communication. So what I'm getting from this is, first and foremost, tapping into your chi, getting in touch with your life force, your soul, your higher self, whatever word that you like, spirit, in any of those work, but being in touch with that part of yourself. And you can do that through meditation, breathing exercises, and I think breathing exercises in this case are really what we're being pointed to. But then also, and looking at this color here, this blue, tapping into your fifth chakra. So that's our throat chakra. Okay, so finding that truth within you, finding that life force within you, and then expressing it. Okay, that could also look something like finding your creative energy and expressing that as well. Maybe that's singing, painting, drawing, writing, building. Okay, this is sort of getting back in touch with yourself. Hold this up so y'all can see it. Getting back in touch with yourself, getting in touch with that energy, and then expressing that energy with an emphasis on, I think, breath work and getting centered and letting go of anything that's kind of blocking the expression here, but also blocking that creative expression, blocking your access to yourself. When I say self, I'm like, that's capital S, self. Okay? Which brings us to, I always kind of like think of the second card as our helping card, friendship. And our keywords are support, fun, unity, and play. So we have two folks here. Maybe they're sisters, maybe they're friends, but they're most certainly close. So who's your support group? Who's your bond? Who is your family? And when I use the word family, I mean the family maybe that you're born into, if that's supportive for you, but also the family that you've chosen. So this could be friends, this could be coworkers, this could be community members, this could be distant relatives like cousins or aunts or uncles. It may not necessarily be your immediate mom, dad, siblings. Okay. And I feel like also because creativity was part of this, and the key word here too is also play, that maybe while you're working with them, and that's a safe space for you, that it'll be easier to get in touch with, with your higher self. What's the word? How am I wanting to describe this? That getting in tune with your soul, getting in tune with your creativity, your higher self, your chi, your spirit, your soul. I think I already said that like 3 times, but getting back in touch with self, capital S self, sometimes it comes about being around people who are reflecting the best of you. Okay, people who know who you are and remind you of who you are. It's invaluable. I'm thinking very specifically about my own situation in the past few months, and just having friends who have checked in on me and reminded me of who I am, and reminded me to take care of myself. That has helped me stay in touch with myself. It would have been very, very easy to have gotten lost in the past few months, but I had friends who held my hand and kept me on the path. Kim, I'm looking at you. Carolyn, I'm looking at you. There's so many of you. For that, I feel very blessed. And I think the universe is kind of giving us this message too. If you can't remember who you are, and maybe the breath work isn't working, also that dolphin there, dolphins play all the time, and they live in pods. So maybe this isn't a do it by yourself activity, and it's the holidays, right? Spend some time with people who remind you of who you are, who bring out the best in you, who you have a safe space to express yourself with. Okay? And I think all that ultimately, in coming into the new year, we haven't got there yet, but will ultimately bring clarity. So we have this lady here with the eagle, and our keywords are planning, releasing, illusion. So getting very clear, and we can get very clear by, again, getting in touch with ourselves, releasing all those things that don't serve us anymore, and planning. What do we really want? And when I say planning, this feels like an action step. This isn't just a fantasize about it or brainstorm about it. This is get real clear and start taking action. And maybe that first step is writing in your journal, doing a pros and cons list. It's some form of writing, some form of expression, communication. So communicating that to yourself, to the universe, to your trusted friend group. Get clear and get cracking. That is exactly the message this is giving me. So, again, this goes right back to getting in touch with yourself, which is where you're going to get clear. Communicating that with your friends, or even touching base with your friends, right? And then you're going to get very clear. I think I don't even want to speculate about 2024. It's like I really thought 2023 was like, yeah, we're finally, the worst of it's behind us. And I was like, by March I was eating crow. And I know a lot of other people have had kind of challenging years. So I'm like, I don't want to sit here and like, oh, the worst of it's behind us. We're having a lot of changes. There's just a lot of things changing, and I don't want to label any of that as good or bad. Okay? It may be challenging, though. But I think the closer that we are with ourselves, the more time we're spending with support groups and friends who love us and care about us and who are like family, the more we can release. And sometimes this is letting go of the way we thought things should be. Sometimes this is letting go of people, places, and things that no longer serve us. Sometimes this is letting go of past wounds, okay? But I think the clearer we can get and the more we can plan, yes, we may be in some turbulent weather, okay, as far as 2024, but the more clarity that we have, the harder it'll be for us to capsize our boats, right? The harder it'll be for us to get caught out without our umbrellas, or whatever weather-related metaphor you want to use, since I started that with the challenging weather. But I tend to think of astrology as sort of a weather forecast, right? It's like, yeah, there's a chance of rain, maybe you should take an umbrella. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be rain, but being prepared is not a bad thing. So, get in touch with yourselves, folks. Lean on your friends, your family, your loved ones, your support group, people who care about you, and get real clear and figure out what you're wanting to do. I feel like the time, it's coming due, it's coming ripe. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments below. I hope everyone has a fantastic week and a fantastic holiday, whatever you celebrate. And I will talk to y'all again soon. Bye for now.